Let me tell you a story about a man who never walked with Jesus, never heard him preach in person, never sat among the original disciples, and yet, he became one of the most influential figures in Christianity. His name was Paul, but he was not always called Paul. His original name was Saul, and his story begins very differently from what most people expect. Saul was not a follower of Jesus. In fact, he was his opponent. He strongly opposed the early Christians. He believed they were wrong. He believed they were dangerous, and according to early records, he even took part in persecuting them. Now imagine this: a man who once stood against the followers of Jesus later becomes one of the biggest voices of the movement. How does that happen? According to historical accounts, Saul experienced a dramatic turning point, a moment that changed everything. On the road to Damascus, he had an experience that led him to believe he was chosen for a mission. After that, everything changed. Saul became Paul. And instead of opposing the message of Jesus, he began to preach it. But here is where the story becomes even more interesting. Paul's message was not exactly the same as the original disciples. While the disciples focused mainly on Jewish communities, Paul focused on Gentiles, non-Jews, and this created a major shift. Now the message was spreading beyond its original audience, and with that, new questions began to arise. Should Gentiles follow Jewish law? Should they keep the traditions, or should the message be adapted? Paul strongly argued that Gentiles did not need to follow the full Jewish law. This was a turning point, because it changed the direction of the movement. Now imagine the tension. On one side, the original disciples in Jerusalem. On the other side, Paul, traveling across the Roman world, spreading a message to new audiences. Two approaches, two perspectives, one movement. Now let's look at Paul's influence. Many of the letters in the New Testament are attributed to him. These letters shaped Christian theology. They influenced how people understood faith, law, and salvation. Now here is the key question. Did Paul simply spread the message of Jesus? Or did he reshape it as it entered a new world? Historians debate this. Some believe Paul was essential in expanding Christianity. Others believe his interpretations changed the original message. What is clear is this: without Paul, Christianity might have remained a small Jewish movement. With Paul, it became a global religion. Now let's step back. Paul never claimed to be one of the original disciples. He came later. His authority came from his experience and his mission, and his ideas had a lasting impact. Now compare this with another perspective. In Islam, all prophets deliver the same consistent message. There is no later figure who reshapes the core belief. The message remains clear: worship one God, follow his guidance. Now again, this discussion is not about attacking beliefs. It is about understanding history. Because Paul's role in Christianity is one of the most important and most debated topics. So I leave you with this question: was Paul a messenger who spread the original teachings, or a figure who transformed them as the message entered a new world? Do you agree with this point? Like if yes, comment if you disagree. And if you enjoy deep, thought-provoking discussions like this, subscribe to Theology Unveiled, because sometimes one person can change everything.